Oh, this one gets me hot. When people say this to me, it drives me crazy. Today's video is what not to say to an adoptive mom or an adoptive parent. And I want to say it's just ignorance, not being rude. I don't know. I hope it's just ignorance and they don't know the nice way to say things, or just not to say anything at all, or where we are, or that my kids are around and you're asking these questions. But there are some crazy things that we've been asked, and I want to share, and hopefully people can learn what not to say, or just get some humor out of this, because it's kind of just ridiculous what they say. I have some note cards on some of the questions that we've kind of put together, Mark and I. Some of them he's been asked, some of them I've been asked. I can't even. And if there's a story that goes along with this, I may say it, or I just may say it, and I don't even know what my reaction is going to be. But it's probably not going to be that positive. So, the first one that we've been asked a few times is, where did he or she come from? Now, that's a pretty good question, but not when my kids are standing right there. My kids came from me. My kids came from my house. I mean, if it's our time to explain something to our kids, and so don't open it up for discussion in front of my kids, because we know what they need to know right now, and we know the appropriate age for certain things for our children. And so just to open some of these questions up, like where did he come from, or where did she come from, just be thinking about that when the kids are around. And do you know the person that you're asking, or is it a complete stranger? But it's just kind of rude, and it can open up doors for the kids that maybe the parents aren't ready to open up. Oh, this one gets me hot. When people say this to me, it drives me crazy. There's a few versions of this, okay? You skipped the hard part, or you took the easy way out. There's no easy way to become a mom. There's no easy way to be a mom. But when you look at me and you say you skipped the hard part, there are so many hard parts to every single story of every single child, whether they came out of my body or not. So don't make anyone's story less than what it is. Don't try to take away any hardship that a mom has had to go through, because that's part of her labor pain. I mean, I truly feel like I had some labor pains with my kids, not physically, but for years of waiting for them, going through court, dealing with everything we've had to deal with our children, that it wasn't easy. And so to say that you skipped the hard part, or you took the easy way out, is very disrespectful, because it was hard to adopt our children. Just like it's hard to get pregnant and give birth, it's hard. And so don't try to take away the work that these parents have put in to bring their children home by saying it wasn't hard, because it's probably the hardest thing they've ever had to do. And that's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. It's just rude. We have been asked this in front of my children. Are you ever going to have your own child? I have my own child. I have a real child. I have 2 real children. They are my children. So don't ask me. They're real. You can touch them. They are real children. They are my real children. I have just as many rights over them as someone who gave birth. So don't ask me if I'm going to have my own or my real child, because I already have my own children, and I already have some real children. So there's that. This has been asked in front of my children as well. Are they brother and sister? Yes, they're brother and sister. Yes, they are. They're brother and sister. By law, they're brother and sister. And again, don't bring that stuff up in front of my children. Jay is old enough now to hear things, and he knows he's adopted. That's not a secret by any stretch of the imagination. But to go deep into being identity and am I a brother, is she a sister, is she my mom, we're not there yet. And he's nowhere close to the age where we need to open that conversation up. And so yes, they're brother and sister, and yes, they're real brother and sister. Legally, yeah, they are. So don't ask that either. Are they real brother and sister? That makes me so mad. How much did they cost? How much did she cost? How much did he cost? Now, that's a good question if you're interested in adoption, but if you just see the child and say, oh, how much did that child cost? Like they're something off a shelf. They're not something off a shelf. My thing is there's an appropriate place and time and environment around you when you ask those questions. I want to help people adopt. I want to give all the information out I possibly can. But when I'm a family and I have all my children with me and we are just out and about, that's probably not the time to open that up with the child there. Again, because there's a lot of adopted older children, and that's up to the parents when they're going to open that up. Here's my thing about this too. Let me just say, if you were to get pregnant and give birth to a child, it's going to cost thousands of dollars. But you don't see people walking around saying, how much did that child cost you? See, I told you I was going to get all hot. And once I get into it, it gets even hotter. We got asked this question. And I've been asked a lot of questions, but this question was just about a month ago. And whatever. Do they call you mom? Yes, they call me mom. I am their mom. I'm the only mom they know. I am their mom. What else would they call me? But yes, my children call me mom. Oh, we got asked this by the same person. And I think race was a part of this question. I think race. I think the fact that we're different races, I don't really know. But I think that's where it was coming from when we were having this conversation. I was just flabbergasted. Luckily, my children weren't around, so I was able to handle myself. But the whole, do they call you mom, and this question were in the same conversation. And I went home and I thought, Mark, what in the world? We got asked, do you like hug and kiss on them? Like, do you hug and kiss them? Yes, I hug and kiss them every day. And I'm going to hug and kiss them till the day I'm gone. Forever. I'm going to hug and kiss yes, I hug and kiss them. They're my children. They're my children. Ugh. We talked a little bit about this, and I think in our FAQ. Again, I'll put it above if you want to look there. Did you only want black children? Did you only want African or African American children? No. This is going to be the short version. If you want the long version, check it out. When we started our first adoption process, we said any gender, 3 years and under because of where we were in our life, and any race. We happened to get an African American little boy. So, there we go. Boom. We did not care. We just wanted a child who needed a home, so he's our son. Then when we adopted from Thailand, this one just boggles me too. If we adopt from Thailand, I'm not expecting an African child. I'm expecting a Thai child, so one of somewhat Asian culture. And it just so happens that when we got matched, we found out that she was half African, half Nigerian. We were not expecting that. So we brought her home, and she's half black, half African. So no, we didn't just want black children. It just happened to be that way. We would have taken any race ever because we just don't care. But there's the answer to that. I've been told this one twice, I think, and they were from people who didn't know our story. But now that you adopted, you're going to get pregnant. Or now you're going to get pregnant since you adopted. Because I think a lot of people, that's some people's story, is they couldn't get pregnant and so they adopted. And then all of a sudden they got pregnant. And some people think it's hormones. Some people think it's just timing. I don't really know. But they think like, oh, if you want to get pregnant, adopt a kid and you'll just all of a sudden get pregnant. Well, first, we've never tried to get pregnant. Like, I don't know how to explain that. But if people are trying to get pregnant and you say, oh, well, now that you've adopted, you're going to get pregnant. They may not. They may not. So don't say it to them because maybe they've gone through a lot of grief and they've already grieved and they've already kind of maybe accepted that step in their life. Maybe you don't open up that door because you don't know what kind of emotions are there. And if they don't, it's okay. So there. I hate this question. What if their real parents want them back? First, I am their mother. Second, every adoptive kid has a story about their biological parents. And some is loss, some is neglect, some are signed their rights away, some didn't. Sometimes a judge had to do it. But you don't know their story. And it could have been a very hard decision by those biological parents to sign that away. And it could have been very emotional and hard and a respectable decision to do that. And also for the adoptive parents, it could have been a very hard journey as well. And they could know the biological parents. They could have gone through it with them. So what if the real parents want them back? First of all, they can't get them back if it's illegal adoption. Second of all, it's just too much. That's just too much. There's a lot there. And obviously don't ask that in front of the kids, because we are their real parents to them. Again, that's up to us when we open up those doors and explain different things when they're older. But that's just a lot. That's just a deep question. It's really none of your business unless you're best friends or family. And even then, just be nice. Boom. Roasted. Done. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe it brought some humor or some, oh my goodness, why would you even ask that? Or, I shouldn't ask that next time, because I've asked that before. And that's okay. We all mess up. I've asked some dumb questions in my life before. So just to kind of put it out there and see it from a perspective of an adoptive mom who's taking care of her kids. But I think it's always good to talk about and to just put out there in the world for the respect of the mom and the children and the family that's involved. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to do another video very soon, and so stay tuned for that. We will see you very soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.